Yo, what's the word? It's your boy 16. If you like the content on this channel, I want to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell for post notifications. Also, I got a website at www.16shotonvisuals.com. But that's enough of me talking. Let's get to what y'all came to see. What's the word? Let the people know we got on 16 Shot on Visuals.
Oh man, we got your boy Charleston White, man, directly, and you done flew down here to Fort Worth, Texas. You fucked me up with this.
Oh, bro. First thing I want to ask you, like, is that your government name?
Yeah, man, that's my slave name. My grandmother was a property of the White Sloan Plantation out in Marshall, Texas. Yeah, so she was a slave, so I get my name from the White Sloan Plantation.
So how do you feel about that? Because, you know, when you told me that's like your slave name, you ain't really sound too, too upset about it or anything like that?
No, nigga. We all get our name from that white boy. Yeah, did none of us come up with we ain't got no name. We have no identity as black people in America. So when we celebrate our family reunion, we celebrate our slave master's names.
Yeah. I noticed that, like, with the last names, they all come from something like that. That's why some last names don't even fit the person. Like, it'd be a black person with last name Fitzgerald or something. Yeah. So, you know, for the people who not familiar who you are and what you do, let the people know, like, who you are and what you got going on.
Man, I'm a community activist slash community leader, youth advocate. I do mitigation work with the Public Defender's Office as a defense mitigation specialist when a young nigga commit a murder and he's facing life in prison or the death penalty. I do youth outreach. I create youth programs. I do trainings with the Department of Homeland Security, the Texas Juvenile Justice Department, and I'm a father.
So, you know, what got you into actually working with the Public Defender Office and helping people like that?
Shout out to Miss Shannon Ross and Miss Teresa Huffines. Miss Ross' mother was a mitigation specialist for like 30 or 40 years. And I didn't know anything about it. So doing youth justice work and youth advocate work and working with kids in the juvenile system, they reached out to me to partner with them to help them work with the families, right? So these are two white ladies that come out of rural areas and they work with the lawyer's office and the public defender's office as well. So they actually went to college and got the degrees to become mitigation specialists. And so they partner with me so I can go in and help them work with the families, right? So these white ladies show up in court when a nigga kills somebody, and the kid or the black dude or the young dude typically doesn't open up to the lawyer, right? He don't want to be truthful about the case, nor does the family, because we're distrustful of white people, of Caucasian people, right? We talk, and plus we don't believe they're here to help. So, man, ironically, man, these people really believe that they can help and they love what they do. So they partner with me, and so I go to the jail and I talk to the young guy, let him know, man, hey, man, these people really here to help you. If not, they wouldn't have no nigga like me coming in here. So I travel all around the state of Texas doing that, and then I go meet with the families. And so when I meet with the families, I do a backstory on the kid or the individual and try to see, okay, how was he raised? What happened to him? Was he dropped on his head? Was he molested? Was his mom on drugs? So I get all the mitigating factors, and then I go back to the white folks and say, man, listen, that nigga didn't have a chance in life. Man, his mama this, and so I explain to them who we are as a culture. So at some point, they'll package all this information, give it to the district attorney and say, instead of giving this 20-year-old life, man, he needs 20 years, 30 years, instead of life without parole, where he can get out in maybe 15 years. If it's the death penalty, man, let's see if we can get him life. Let's see if we can get him 60 years. So sometime I gotta go sit on the stand and explain to this all-white jury, this white prosecutor and this white judge, man, why this little dumbass young nigga committed this senseless crime, and try to explain to them that he's not a bad person. So
So, you know, what actually got your heart to doing it? Because that's not something.
I caught a murder case when I was a kid. Yeah, man, being rebellious. I was always a leader, right? I was always small, but I was a leader. But being rebellious, man, going through the pre-adolescent stage and phase of life, I ran away from home one time and took 3 of my buddies on a crime spree with me. In the process of us doing that crime spree, a man lost his life. So yeah, I went away at 14 years old. I became one of the first children in Fort Worth, Texas, in Tarrant County, to be tried, adjudicated, and sentenced for the crime of murder. We was charged with capital murder, eventually murder once we went to trial. So I went away at 14, my nigga. So I grew up in the state system with all the young killers, and we was all children.
How was that for you at such a young age, going into the environment?
It was traumatic. It was traumatic at first because I was a good kid, homie. I wasn't raised in the projects. I wasn't no ghetto baby. I wasn't no hood child. Nigga, I come from a nigga that had his own room, my own bunk bed, my dresser. So I just, you know, we just done something horrible that day. But when I got in that institution, I had to be something. Yeah, I had to be something, homie. So I created me a character. And joined the gang. And plus, as a kid, you don't have the brain capacity, right? So at the front of your brain, they have what they call a prefrontal cortex. And your prefrontal cortex, as you age and grow, this prefrontal cortex develops and connects. And what that prefrontal cortex oversees in your brain is what we call logic, right? Logical thinking and reasoning, right? So when you ask the kid, hey man, why you do that? And he say, I don't know. And you be saying, man, why you do that? And you be ready to whoop the kid because they saying, I don't know. Well, they really don't know because that's what they call being impulsive, right? So, man, as a kid, nigga, you can't fathom being gone from 14 to 18, right? So that was the minimum time that I was gonna have to do. And I know what we had done was wrong, but I didn't have the full understanding of the magnitude of what we had done. Nigga know he took a life, but man, you don't know all the victims that lay in the way. So trying to process the fact that I gotta be gone till I'm damn near grown, I couldn't process that as a kid.
So speaking on, like, you know, being a kid, not really fully developing, knowing things, I seen you speaking on a situation with Pop Hunter, and you kind of felt strongly on that. Like, can you tell the people, like, how you felt and why you felt the way you felt?
Well, because I know kids who've killed, right? So he was a kid who didn't kill. He was a kid who witnessed the killing and his mom saw it, or he was involved in something and somebody died and his mom said, hey, boy, we finna go down here and tell what happened. Man, how he wrong? His mother told him. And his mother's not street. He's not a street kid. And because we're impulsive, right? Most kids can't witness a murder and be quiet unless they was trained to be quiet, unless an adult told them, don't say nothing. When the police get here, do this, do this, do this. Now, unless you was brought up in a household and you was conditioned, shh, be quiet, the police don't say nothing. Shh, hey, the police is outside, don't say nothing. When you get pulled over, your mom say, shh, be quiet, the police don't say. Unless you was taught that. If you wasn't taught that, you don't know to be quiet when the police get you. If nothing else, you would tell a lie. You see what I'm saying? So when I saw that, I said, man, well, the kid was 13 years old. I was asking somebody, how old is he now? They said 20. I said, nah, man, they wrong in the motherfucker, homie. Yeah, anybody think that kid is wrong. So I've slept next to killers. I play basketball with niggas who kill. And what I'm telling people is there's no such thing as a child born bad. There's no such thing as a bad child. Children mimic what they see and repeat what they hear. So we cry at the funeral when we see the dead body. As long as the casket is closed. As long as the casket is closed, we'll sit there and listen to the preacher preach the sermon, the choir sing the song. Soon as the casket open and we see the dead body, oh, everybody break out crying. So you want to tell me a 13 kid is supposed to stand on a code that we make grown niggas stand on, mafia bosses stand on, gang leaders stand on, drug cartel bosses stand on. We gonna say 13-year-old, you stand on that same code, nigga. If we got that kind of race, I wanna bleach my skin. Yeah, if we don't become them kind of people, nigga, I see why Michael Jackson was running from this shit. So that's why I felt convicted, homie, because I was a kid who participated in taking a life, and I went inside an institution where other children have taken lives, and we cried, my nigga. So, yeah.
So what's your feelings on like someone having that in their past and being like a street dude in the future?
So what do we